Have you ever looked in the mirror and quietly wondered whether your body is aging faster than it should? Maybe you've noticed changes in your energy, your confidence, or your desire, and without saying a word to anyone, you've started asking yourself a question that millions of men ask every day. Is something wrong with me? Most men believe that sexual health is measured by one thing alone. They think if they can perform in the bedroom, everything is fine. If they struggle, something must be broken. But after decades of working with men of all ages, many urologists have discovered something surprising. Your sexual health begins speaking long before the bedroom. Your body sends signals every single day. Some are obvious, others are so subtle that most people ignore them completely. The incredible part is that many of these signals don't warn you that something is wrong. They quietly tell you that your body is working far better than you realize. In today's video, we're going to uncover 10 signs that your sexual health may actually be stronger than you think. These aren't myths passed around on social media or miracle claims designed to sell supplements. They're signs connected to blood circulation, hormone balance, nerve function, prostate health, metabolism, sleep, and overall wellness. Together, they paint a much bigger picture of male vitality than any single moment ever could. And here's what makes this discussion especially important. Many men spend years worrying about problems they don't have, while completely overlooking the remarkable things their bodies are already doing right. By the end of this video, you may look at your own health with an entirely different perspective, because sometimes the greatest source of confidence isn't becoming someone new. It's finally recognizing the strength you've had all along. Let's begin. There is an old saying in medicine that the body whispers before it screams. While most people think of illness as something that suddenly appears, doctors know the truth is usually much quieter. Long before disease develops, the body changes its patterns. Energy shifts. Sleep changes. Blood vessels become less flexible. Hormones fluctuate. Nerves respond differently. The opposite is also true. When your body is functioning well, it quietly rewards you with signs of balance. You may not even notice them because they become part of everyday life. Think about a healthy heart. You don't wake up each morning celebrating that it beat through the night. You simply expect it to do its job. Sexual health works in much the same way. When circulation is healthy, hormones are balanced, nerves communicate properly, muscles remain strong, and the mind feels calm. The reproductive system often performs naturally without demanding attention. That effortless function is something many people underestimate. Modern life doesn't help. Stress has become constant, sleep has become shorter. Exercise is often replaced by hours of sitting. Meals become rushed. Anxiety becomes normal. All of these factors influence testosterone, blood flow, inflammation, and sexual health. Yet, despite these challenges, millions of men maintain remarkably healthy reproductive systems because the human body is incredibly resilient. The question is, how do you know? The first sign might surprise you because it doesn't begin in the bedroom. It begins the moment you wake up. Many men have experienced waking with an erection at some point in their lives. Some dismiss it as an inconvenience. Others think it only happens to teenagers. Neither is true. Morning erections, medically known as nocturnal penile tumescence, are one of the body's quiet quality control tests. While you're asleep, especially during REM sleep, your brain cycles through different stages of activity. During these stages, healthy nerve pathways, blood vessels, and hormones work together to create spontaneous erections without sexual thoughts or stimulation. This process has nothing to do with dreaming about romance. Instead, It's part of normal physiology. Your nervous system relaxes. Blood vessels widen. Blood fills the erectile tissue. Muscles coordinate perfectly. Then the cycle repeats several times throughout the night. Doctors often view this as reassuring because it suggests that several important systems are working together exactly as they should. Healthy circulation, healthy nerve communication, healthy tissue elasticity, reasonably balanced, testosterone, adequate oxygen delivery. Think of it like running a diagnostic test on a car overnight. If all the systems start properly every morning, that's usually a good sign. Does this mean missing one morning erection indicates disease? Absolutely not. Poor sleep, stress, alcohol, fatigue, travel, certain medications. Even sleeping positions can influence whether you notice one. That's why doctors never judge sexual health based on a single morning. Parts matter. If they occur regularly over weeks and months, even if not every day, they generally suggest that the biological machinery responsible for erections remains functional. Notice something important here. This sign is not simply about sex. It's about circulation. The penis depends on healthy blood vessels. Those same blood vessels are connected to your heart, your brain, your kidneys, and every other organ. Good circulation benefits your entire body. It delivers oxygen efficiently. It nourishes tissues. It supports exercise performance. It contributes to healthy aging. Sexual health is simply one reflection of overall vascular health. Imagine two men in their 60s. One believes aging automatically means decline. The other walks daily, eats balanced meals, sleeps 7 to 8 hours most nights, keeps his blood pressure under control, and manages stress reasonably well. Neither can stop time. But one consistently gives his blood vessels the environment they need to stay flexible. Years later, those daily choices often show up where many men least expect them. Inside the smallest arteries first. That's why urologists frequently remind patients that erectile function isn't isolated from the rest of the body. It's connected to everything. Here's another fascinating point. Testosterone often receives all the attention in conversations about men's health, but testosterone doesn't work alone. It operates like the conductor of an orchestra. Blood vessels, nerves, sleep quality, emotional health, physical activity, and nutrition are all musicians playing different instruments. Even the world's greatest conductor cannot produce beautiful music if the orchestra is missing. Likewise, strong testosterone alone cannot compensate for poor circulation, chronic inflammation, severe stress, or damaged nerves. Real sexual health comes from harmony. And harmony is exactly what these signs reveal. Now let's move to something even more overlooked, your ability to recover. Not just from intimacy, from life itself. Think about how you feel after climbing stairs, after carrying groceries, after spending a day working in the yard, after exercising. Does your body recover reasonably well? Recovery tells doctors an enormous amount about your health. Healthy recovery reflects efficient circulation, balanced hormones, healthy muscles, good sleep. Controlled inflammation. These same systems influence reproductive function. Men who recover well from physical activity often have healthier cardiovascular systems than those who remain chronically exhausted after minimal effort. That doesn't mean elite athletes automatically have perfect sexual health. Far from it. Extreme overtraining can actually reduce testosterone temporarily. The key word is balance. The human body thrives on movement, not punishment. Moderate exercise improves blood vessel flexibility. It enhances nitric oxide production, a molecule that helps arteries relax and widen. This improved circulation supports the entire cardiovascular system, including erectile tissues. Exercise also helps maintain a healthy body weight, improves insulin sensitivity, reduces chronic inflammation, and contributes to healthier hormone regulation. The result isn't merely better fitness, it's a healthier environment for sexual wellness. One patient once described it beautifully. He said, "Doctor, I stopped exercising because I wanted to save my energy." The doctor smiled. "But movement creates energy." That simple sentence changed his outlook. Within months of walking consistently, sleeping better, and gradually becoming more active, he wasn't just feeling stronger physically. His confidence returned. His mood improved. His relationship became warmer because he felt more like himself again. The important lesson wasn't that walking magically solved every problem. The lesson was that small improvements across many systems created one larger improvement in overall well-being. Sexual health followed. That's how the body often works, not through miracles. Through countless tiny victories happening quietly every day. Now let's talk about another sign that often goes unnoticed: healthy sexual interest. This topic deserves careful discussion because desire naturally changes throughout life. Many men assume that if they don't feel the same excitement they experienced at 20, something must be seriously wrong. But biology isn't designed to keep us permanently 20 years old. Healthy desire evolves. It becomes influenced not only by hormones, but by emotional connection, stress levels, sleep quality, relationship satisfaction, mental health, medications, and physical wellness. A healthy man in his 60s may not experience desire with the same frequency as he did at 25. That doesn't automatically indicate low testosterone. It often reflects maturity, changing priorities, and normal aging. What matters more is whether desire still exists in a meaningful way. If affection, attraction, intimacy, and interest remain part of life, that's often a reassuring sign that your hormonal and psychological systems continue working together. Testosterone certainly contributes. It supports libido, muscle maintenance, bone strength, red blood cell production, mood, and overall vitality. But testosterone is not a switch that's either on or off. Levels naturally fluctuate. C-myth deprivation can temporarily lower testosterone. Chronic stress can interfere with hormone production. Obesity may reduce available testosterone. Regular resistance training, maintaining a healthy weight, managing medical conditions, and getting enough sleep can all help support healthy hormonal function. Again, notice the pattern: sexual health isn't isolated, everything connects. The body constantly reminds us that health is never built by one decision. It's built by thousands of meals, thousands of nights of sleep, thousands of walks, thousands of moments managing stress instead of letting stress manage us. This is why urologists often encourage patients to think beyond symptoms. Instead of asking only, "Can I perform?" they begin asking better questions. How well am I sleeping? How active am I? How healthy is my heart? How is my blood pressure? How much stress am I carrying? How often do I laugh? How connected do I feel to the people I love? Because every one of those answers influences sexual health. And sometimes improving those answers improves everything else. The most encouraging part is this: the body has an extraordinary ability to respond when we begin treating it well. Healthy blood vessels become more efficient. Blood sugar improves. Inflammation decreases. Sleep deepens. Confidence grows. The mind becomes calmer. The reproductive system often reflects those improvements, not overnight, but steadily, quickly, faithfully. And that brings us to the next sign, a sign hidden in one of the simplest daily habits that many men never think twice about. Surprisingly, it offers important clues about your prostate, hydration, and overall urinary health. Understanding this single habit may change the way you view your body every single day. There are certain things in life we only appreciate when they begin to disappear. A good night's sleep, the ability to move without pain, the energy to play with your children or grandchildren, the confidence to feel comfortable inside your own body. And perhaps one of the most overlooked gifts is something many men never discuss openly. The quiet confidence that comes from knowing your body is still working with you, not against you. In the previous part, we explored how signs like healthy morning erections, strong recovery, and balanced sexual desire can reveal much more than people realize. They are not simply about intimacy. They are reflections of circulation, hormones, nerves, emotional health, and the overall condition of your body. But there are more clues. Some of the strongest indicators of sexual wellness are hidden in everyday experiences that most men never connect to their reproductive health. One of those signs begins with something every man does dozens of times every day: going to the bathroom. It may sound unrelated to sexual health, but the connection between urinary health and sexual wellness is much deeper than most people understand. The prostate sits beneath the bladder and surrounds part of the urethra, the tube that carries urine out of the body. As men age, the prostate naturally changes. For many men, it gradually enlarges, a condition known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. This is extremely common. In fact, many men experience some degree of prostate enlargement as they get older. But the important question is not simply whether your prostate has changed. The important question is how well your urinary system is functioning. A strong urine stream, the ability to empty your bladder comfortably, fewer nighttime interruptions, and minimal urgency can all be encouraging signs that your lower urinary system is functioning efficiently. Why does this matter for sexual health? Because the prostate, bladder, nerves, and reproductive organs are connected through a complex network. The same pelvic region involved in urination is also involved in sexual function. The same blood vessels that support healthy erections also support healthy tissues throughout the pelvic area. The same lifestyle habits that protect your prostate often protect your cardiovascular system and hormones. This is why urologists rarely look at one symptom in isolation. They look at patterns. Imagine a man named Robert. For years, Robert believed getting older automatically meant losing control of his body. He assumed waking up several times every night to urinate was simply part of being old. He never mentioned it. Many men do this. They normalize symptoms because they think nothing can be done. But eventually, during a routine checkup, he brought it up. After evaluation, his doctor explained that his nighttime bathroom trips were affecting something Robert had never considered: his sleep. And sleep was affecting his hormones. This connection surprises many people. Sleep is one of the most powerful regulators of testosterone production. During deep sleep, the body performs important repair processes. Hormones are balanced. The nervous system resets. Stress hormones decrease. When sleep is constantly interrupted, the body receives a different message. Instead of entering a state of restoration, it remains partially activated. Stress hormones may remain elevated. Energy levels decline. Mood can suffer. And testosterone production may be affected. Robert didn't need a dramatic transformation. He needed better sleep by addressing his urinary symptoms, improving his evening habits, exercising more consistently, and managing his fluid intake before bed. He began sleeping longer. Months later, he noticed something unexpected. He felt younger, not because time reversed, But because his body finally had the opportunity to repair itself, this is an important lesson. Sexual health is not just what happens during intimacy. It is what happens during the other 23 hours of the day, the food you eat, the stress you carry, the sleep you protect, the movement you choose, the habits you repeat. Everything leaves a message inside your body. Now let's talk about another powerful sign that many men underestimate: a healthy emotional connection to intimacy. This may sound surprising coming from a medical perspective, but psychology and physiology are deeply connected. The brain is the most important sexual organ in the human body. Before the body responds, the brain interprets. Before desire appears, the brain evaluates safety, connection, confidence, and emotional state. A man can have excellent blood flow and normal hormones, but still struggle if his mind is overwhelmed by anxiety, fear, stress, or negative beliefs about aging. This is why some men with excellent physical health still experience sexual difficulties. The body may be ready. The mind may be holding the brakes. Think about a professional athlete before a major competition. The athlete may have trained for years. The muscles are strong. The body is prepared. But if anxiety becomes overwhelming, performance can suffer. Sexual function is no different. Confidence matters. Relaxation matters. Emotional connection matters. One of the signs your sexual health is stronger than you think is when you still experience closeness, affection, curiosity, and enjoyment in your relationships. Many men make the mistake of measuring their sexual health only by frequency or performance. But intimacy is not a race. It is communication between two people. A healthy sexual relationship involves trust, comfort, emotional connection, and the ability to be present. These qualities often become deeper with age. Many younger men have physical intensity but lack emotional awareness. Many older men develop something different: patience, understanding, a deeper appreciation for connection. That is not a decline. That is evolution. Now, let's explore another sign that reveals something important about your hormones and circulation: your ability to maintain muscle and strength. Most people think muscle is only about appearance, but muscle is one of the body's greatest indicators of metabolic health. Muscle tissue influences insulin sensitivity, energy production, hormone balance, and inflammation as men age. Maintaining muscle becomes increasingly important because testosterone naturally declines gradually over time. This does not mean aging automatically leads to weakness. It means the body requires different support. Resistance training becomes one of the most effective tools for preserving strength. When you challenge muscles through exercise, your body receives a message: maintain this tissue, support this system, adapt. Strength training also improves blood flow, supports bone health, and helps maintain a healthier body composition. And here is where sexual health enters the conversation. Excess abdominal fat, especially visceral fat around internal organs, can influence hormones and inflammation. Fat tissue is not simply stored energy, it is biologically active. It can affect hormone metabolism and contribute to changes in testosterone availability. This is why waist circumference often tells doctors more than body weight alone. Two men can weigh exactly the same amount, but have completely different health profiles. One may have more muscle. The other may have more visceral fat. The difference affects metabolism, hormones, and cardiovascular health. A healthier body composition creates a better environment for sexual wellness. Again, the body is connected. Nothing operates alone. Now, let's discuss one of the most overlooked signs of healthy sexual function: healthy sensation, the ability to feel. Sexual response depends heavily on nerves. Tiny electrical messages travel between the brain and reproductive organs. When those signals are strong, communication is efficient. When nerves are damaged, communication can become weaker. Got conditions like uncontrolled diabetes, certain neurological disorders, pelvic injuries, and some medications can affect nerve function. But when sensation remains normal, it can be a reassuring sign that the nervous system is functioning properly. Your nerves are like communication wires. The message has to travel clearly. The brain sends information, the body responds. The body sends feedback, the brain interprets. Healthy sexual function requires this conversation. And like any conversation, both sides need to work. This is why protecting nerve health is so important. Blood sugar control, regular movement, avoiding smoking, managing blood pressure, maintaining a healthy weight. All of these choices protect tiny blood vessels that nourish nerves. Many men don't realize that the same habits that protect their heart also protect their sexual function. The cardiovascular system and sexual system are not separate highways. They are connected roads within the same city. When traffic flows smoothly everywhere, every destination benefits. Now, let's take a moment to discuss something more personal, your relationship with your own body, because confidence is not just an emotion. It affects health. A man who constantly believes his body is failing may begin avoiding intimacy, avoiding exercise, and avoiding conversations with doctors. Fear creates silence. Silence prevents solutions. But a man who understands his body begins making better decisions. He stops seeing aging as an enemy. He starts seeing it as a process that can be influenced. This mindset shift is powerful. Aging is not simply about losing abilities. It is about learning how to protect what matters. A tree does not become less valuable because it has older branches. Its strength comes from deeper roots. Human health works similarly. The goal is not to return to youth. The goal is to build a stronger version of yourself today. That includes your sexual health. That includes your confidence. That includes your quality of life, because sexuality is not separate from being human. It is connected to identity, relationships, emotional wellness, and the feeling of being alive. And that is why these signs matter. They remind you that your body is constantly communicating. The question is whether you are listening. In the next part, we will uncover more signs that reveal hidden strength in your sexual health, including a surprising connection between your heart, your blood vessels, your daily energy, and your ability to maintain vitality as you age. Because sometimes the strongest evidence that your body is healthy is hiding in places you never thought to look. As we come to the end of this journey, I want you to remember something important. Your body is not your enemy. It has been working for you every single day, even on the days when you felt tired, even on the days when you doubted yourself, even on the days when you looked in the mirror and wondered if you were losing the person you used to be. Your body was still fighting for balance, still repairing, still adapting, still trying to protect you. Many men spend years focusing only on what has changed. They notice the wrinkles. They notice the slower recovery. They notice that they don't have the same energy they had decades ago, but they forget something powerful. Aging does not mean your body stops being capable. It means your body asks for more attention, more respect, more understanding. The signs we discussed today are not about proving that you are young again. They are reminders that health is not measured by a number on a calendar. A man in his 70s who takes care of his heart, protects his hormones, maintains meaningful relationships, stays active, and feels confident in himself may have better overall health than someone half his age who ignores his body. Sexual health is not just about performance. It is about circulation. It is about connection. It is about confidence. It is about feeling alive inside your own body. A healthy sexual life is often a reflection of a healthy life. When your blood vessels are working well, your heart benefits. When your hormones are balanced, your energy improves. When your mind is calm, your body responds better. When you care for yourself, every system in your body receives the message that you are worth protecting. And perhaps the most important lesson is this: never underestimate small choices. The walk you take today, the healthier meal you choose, the extra hour of sleep you protect, the stress you decide not to carry, the appointment you finally schedule, the conversation you finally have. These moments may seem insignificant, but your body remembers everything. Health is not built in one dramatic decision. It is built quietly, one habit, one day, one choice at a time. So if you have been worried that your best years are behind you, remember this: your story is not finished. Your body still has incredible ability to heal, adapt, and improve. You can become stronger. You can become healthier. You can rebuild confidence. You can create a version of yourself that feels better. Not because you went backward in time, but because you finally started moving forward with wisdom. And to every man watching this who has silently questioned his health, his confidence, or his future, understand this: you are not defined by one difficult moment. You are not defined by one symptom. You are not defined by your age. You are defined by the choices you make from this moment forward. Your body is constantly communicating with you. The question is not whether your body is sending signals. The question is whether you are listening. If this video helped you understand your body in a new way, take a moment to support this channel. Like this video because it helps more men discover this important information. Share it with someone who may need this message, and subscribe for more science-based videos about men's health, healthy aging, hormones, confidence, and living a stronger life. And I want to hear from you. What was the biggest thing you learned from this video? Which sign surprised you the most? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience may help another man who is silently facing the same questions. Remember, aging is not the end of vitality. Taking care of yourself is an act of respect. And your strongest years may not be behind you. They may still be ahead.